Once upon a time, in a sunny meadow, there lived a hare who was known far and wide for his incredible speed. He was always boasting about how fast he could run. "I am by far the fastest animal in the entire forest," the hare bragged, his tail flicking with excitement. "No one can beat me in a race." "I'll race you," said the tortoise, slowly crawling into view. The hare laughs heartily, his ears flopping as he gestures dismissively at the tortoise, clearly amused by the challenge. The tortoise, unfazed by the hare's confidence, simply nods, ready to prove that slow and steady can win the race. "Let's see who wins in the end." The other animals gathered around, curious to see how this unusual challenge would unfold. The hare laughed loudly. The finish line was placed at the base of the great oak tree on the other side of the field. "The tortoise? Are you serious? You're so slow it'll take you hours to get across the meadow. This race will be over before you even start." But the tortoise, calm and determined, said, "I may be slow, but I will finish the race." At the signal, "Ready, set, go!" the hare darted forward with a burst of energy, leaving the tortoise far behind. Slowly, he crept past the sleeping hare, inch by inch, step by step. The sun climbed higher in the sky, and the animals on the sidelines watched with bated breath as the tortoise, undeterred by the hare's early lead, inched closer to the finish line. Meanwhile, the hare slept soundly under the tree, but as the hours passed, the tortoise continued, his shell glinting in the sunlight, his focus unwavering. At last, the tortoise neared the finish line, and the animals watching began to murmur with surprise. Just then, the hare awoke with a start. He looked around and saw that the tortoise was already almost at the oak tree. Panicked, the hare leaped to his feet and sprinted toward the finish line, but it was too late. With a final steady step, the tortoise crossed the finish line. The crowd of animals cheered, and the tortoise looked up, a quiet smile on his face. The hare, panting and out of breath, arrived just seconds too late. The crowd of animals cheered, and the tortoise looked up, a quiet smile on his face. The hare, panting and out of breath, arrived just seconds too late. As laughter and applause filled the air, the tortoise basked in the glory of his hard-earned victory. The hare hung his head in shame, realizing that his overconfidence had led him to underestimate the tortoise's determination. The lesson of the tortoise and the hare reminds us that success is not always about speed or skill, but about persistence, focus, and never giving up. His pride had cost him the race. From that day on, the hare learned a valuable lesson in humility, and the tortoise was celebrated not for his speed, but for his persistence and patience. The tortoise turned to him and said, "Slow and steady wins the race.